Okay, so this talk is going to be about what the movement is going to be presented as. Because actually, I think all of the talks that I've done before about this have been about what the technical aspects of it are going to be. The obscure points, the outliers, the freak events and problems uh, that I would have to technically solve and things like that. So this one, though, is more about how is it going to be presented to the average layperson, the average person on the street. It's going to be presented as a libertarian movement. People already know what libertarianism is. Everybody's seen Breaking Bad, and they've all heard that line where the nerdy guy goes, well, he gets asked by uh, Heisenberg, okay, what is the reason that you, as this nerdy little guy, why are you making meth? And he's like, well, I'm libertarian. I believe that anything that two consenting adults do is up to them. And that I don't judge them, and I don't have any problem with it. As long as they consent and they're adults, I don't care. I don't care if it's meth. I don't care. So, and I think most people resonate with that. I think that that's something that it would be a very popular sentiment that people have. Breaking Bad was a very popular show. You've got this guy that's trying to sell meth, but he's doing it to save his wife because she has cancer or something like that. Or I forget exactly what it is that he's doing with it, but he's trying to do something good with it, but he's selling drugs. And people like that. They like that realism and that gritty realism. It's like, no, he's not Superman. He's not pious. He's not, God fearing and all that stuff. He's a normal guy. And yeah, he sells meth, but he does it for a good cause. He does it for a good reason. He's not hurting anybody unless he has to, stuff like that. So it's something I think that most people can wrap their heads around really quickly, and it gives them enough information to give them that base idea of like, okay, what is it exactly that you're doing? Well, technically, blah 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 blah. But just as the first off presentation from one person to another person, the easiest, quickest way of explaining it is it's a libertarian movement. It doesn't care about anything except if the people are consenting to the act that is in question. So I don't consent to paying taxes. I shouldn't have to pay taxes. I don't consent to having to be forced to have health care. I shouldn't have to be forced to have health care. I don't consent to being drafted into a war that I don't agree with. I want to be a conscientious objector. There's a lot of things like that come up that I think most people would agree with, that they don't want to have to be forced to do things that they don't want to do. So that's what the bulk of it is. That's what the face value is. That's what the basic baseline reason for the whole movement is consent. It's just libertarianism as what most people call it on the street. That if you were to say libertarianism to someone on the street, that's what they would recite back to you. It's something like that, where yeah, you can do whatever you want that's consensual, but you don't get to just kill off your babies and shit like that. There's limits, but it's basically you can just do whatever is consensual, and that's how I'm going to present it. It's not anarchism the way, because most people view anarchism as something that is totally divorced from actual anarchism. And then again, nowadays, with Antifa running around, they don't know what anarchism is either. They don't know what anarchism is. They don't know what fascism is. They don't know what anti is. They don't know anything about themselves or anything that they stand against or for, if they stand for anything. So this movement is kind of like what Antifa is trying to do or says that it wants to do or should have done and never did. And so the way that it's going to be presented is going to be like that. It's a libertarian movement.